Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm the Glassman here. You're watching the Glassman's World. And we are looking at the drop of water on Facebook. That's facebook.com/the drop of water. So the drop of water is my personal, my personal mission, my personal endeavor. I've basically given up my glass artistry over to this mission here. Water is life and every drop counts. And for the last several years, we've been making water drops and gifting them to water protectors from all over the world. And so we've been gifting a lot of these ones here, which are the clear water drops here. You can see that. That's the original one here. Let me take it right off the screen. And then we've been making the drop of water 2.0s here. And so these are actually the ones right here that I'm making right now tonight. And we have 4 more to go out of a total of 100 of the drop of water 2.0s, which are going to be deemed as ocean in a drop. And then we also have 100 of the clear water drops. So these are going to be shipped out tomorrow morning to Niagara Falls for World Water Day coming up March 22nd. So every year is World Water Day, March 22nd. And this year, there will be 200 water drops, 100 of the clear, 100 of the drop of water 2.0s or the ocean in a drop. And those will be headed up there for a water ceremony, water prayers, and for several days for gathering of the bundles, where they'll have bundles of water drops, gifting them out to many different water protectors from all over the world. Many individuals who have dedicated their lives to protecting water, and that's what our mission has been, is just to basically thank them for protecting Creator's water. So we're going to get started here. I'll put the camera around now. And we only got 4 more to go, so these 4 will take about an hour. So plan to be here for about an hour with me here, and we'll get things going. So hello everyone, water is life, every drop counts. Alright, so let's get started here. We got 4 more to go. So these take a little bit of clear glass and then some cobalt blue and also some white. And so right now we're going to get the white glass all ready and prepared here. So I'm going to stretch this out, and that way we can use this for the line work that goes around the cobalt blue that's on the back side of the pendants here. So stretching the glass here, it takes a little bit of finessing, and try not to stretch it too much or too little. You want to make sure that you're keeping the thickness in this pull here about the same, so it's consistent. That way you don't have some thick spots on some areas and thin spots on others. And we want to try to pull enough to do all 4. kind of pull them at about 2.5 to 3 millimeters here on the thickness of this rod. It takes a lot of practice. And it's so easy to just accidentally pull it too thin. You can pull the glass right away from each other. So try to get rid of some of these thick spots here. So as you can see, these take a little bit of some experience and time to get this just right. They're not as quick as the clear, the original drop of water. They're definitely not as quick and easy as that. And right now it's 1:33 a.m. on Wednesday, or well, Thursday morning now. I was going to say Wednesday evening, but I guess it's now Thursday. I'm going to get these done tonight so we can get them shipped in the morning. So I figured I got to take my daughter to school, so I might as well just get these ready to go, and when I get back from taking her to school, then I can just have them ready in the box and ready to be shipped. So this order, I think it's taken me about I would imagine about a month in total, from the time that I received it to the time I was able to complete it, having to get supplies and things like that. You know, got to make sure that we have the right colors and all the right glass. Before we can even start on an order, got to make sure we have the proper supplies to make it happen. So we got the supplies, and then we needed to get oxygen and propane to make sure we had enough fuel for all 200 of these. And actually the other day I was so close, I only had 7 more to go. So I woke up in the morning thinking I only had 10 more to go, right? And then I recounted all of them, which I'm so grateful I did. And it turned out that I didn't have 10 more to go, I had 17 more to go, which is almost double the work that I thought I had for that day. So I got started. I figured, all right, well, I'll bust out. I figured I'd get like 13 of them done. You know, we had 17. I figured we'll get 13 of them done. So then the last 4, I could go live, which is what we're doing right now. And because I just got propane today, and I just finally have time. Just put my daughter to bed, and well, not just now. Accidentally fell asleep for a couple hours. So I was like, uh-oh, gotta wake up and get these done. So we're doing a late night glass session here. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. All right, I think we got that pulled the way I want it. That's pretty consistent. You can see there's like a couple little spots. You know, like right here, it's a little tiny bit thicker than right there, but that'll work. That's good. All right, we should have enough to do 4 of them right there. Okay, let's get this going. All right, and I'm going to switch this over here real quick. That way I can read comments too, so those of you who are coming in and watching, welcome, welcome. Alright, and let's see if I can pull this up real quick. And then we'll mute the audio. But if I don't mute it, then you're gonna hear me talking like with a 10 to 20 second delay. So let me mute this real quick. All right, like I said, we got 4 of these to go right now. So this is going to. So let me. I'm talking about that 20 second delay right there. All right, so let's get started here. These take about 15 minutes each. It's 137, lucky number 37. All right, let's go. So the Drop of Water 2.0, these here, they're going to be going into ceremony here soon, and they will be officially deemed as Ocean in a Drop. So Ocean in a Drop is basically this here, which is a beautiful cobalt blue borosilicate glass pendant. It's mostly clear glass with a cobalt blue backing and with a white accent going around it. So that's what we were just doing right there, is we were pulling that white accent so we can put blue on the back and then surround it with white right there and give it that beautiful look. It's rounded on the front and flat on the back. So these, I don't know if you saw the screen just a moment ago, but I had the Drop of Water Facebook page up, and it shows pretty much all the different varieties, different variations of the Drop of Water that I have released so far. Now that picture, that image actually is not all of the Drop of Water pendants and necklaces that I've actually created, but those are the ones that have been publicly released. So you may have seen some other ones that may not be on here, but let me just give you a quick sneak peek once again on what that looks like here. So this is the Facebook page. And if you'd like to go to it, it's basically just facebook.com/The Drop of Water. So as you can see from left to right, except for the one in the center, pretty much that's how they were made in order. The original one was the cobalt blue, then we went to the clear one. Then from the clear one, started to add the cobalt blue with the clear to make a spiral blue, and then we made the white one, which represents water is ice, and that represents the harshest times in the winter of 2016, during the time in Standing Rock, when all of the water protectors were up there, and during the coldest, harshest times, the U.S. government, our own police and military force, was up there basically waging war on our own citizens and using these interesting military and riot tactics. And in sub-zero weather, they were spraying people down with water, hosing them down with non-potable water. We have no idea what kind of water that was, or what kind of chemicals, or any sort of poisons. You know, they found Razol, which is a rat poison, I believe. They found that within a lot of individuals and things like that. So we have the Drop of Water, the water is ice, which represents that harshest time up at Standing Rock, and also just represents ice, you know, water in a whole different form, in ice form. You know, water is the only element that comes in a solid, liquid, and gas form. And I believe it's also one of the only elements that can go directly from a frozen state to a gaseous state. And it skips the whole entire water state, which is a very interesting thing. Alright, let me turn this around so you guys can actually watch what I'm doing here. So that's a drop of water on Facebook. And I just added the color glass. Sorry, I would have flipped it over, but my hands were full. So I just added the color glass on the back of the clear glass here. Or I guess it's on the front, but this will eventually become the back of it. So I added the cobalt blue, then I added the white to go around it to accent it. And now we got to heat it up and melt it down, flatten it all out, and turn it into the shape of the pendant that I go for here. With the same size, I try to make them all about the same. Every single one is individual, one of a kind. We do not work with molds or any kind of injection or anything like that. It's all, everything is made one at a time. It's all one of a kind. Even though they might all look the same, very similar, they are all individually different and unique. Just like every individual water drop out there in the world, we're all different and unique. Water is life, and every drop counts. We are all drops of water in this vast ocean of life. So I'm honored to be able to make these and have these shipped out around the world to honor and thank those who have dedicated their lives to protecting Creator's water, to basically doing what we're all meant to be doing here on this planet, to be guardians and stewards of this vessel, and to take care of this planet, and to take care of the water, the air, and all the living animals and creatures here with us. And so for the last several years now, since about 2016, the end of 2016, we've been gifting these out. In 2017, we were invited to the Gathering of Nations powwow, where we were part of the buffalo dance there. Very special presentation of the buffalo dance, which included all 19 pueblos from New Mexico. For the first time in 400 years, they all danced together and sang together to honor the buffalo, to honor the water protectors, and to honor the water, and to honor all those who went up to Standing Rock to stand up and fight for clean drinking water for all. And so ever since then, you know, we've gifted out many individuals, those that came down from Standing Rock and joined in on the buffalo dance and joined in with the 19 pueblos. Because not everyone who was a part of that buffalo dance was a part of the 19 pueblos from New Mexico. There were a lot of individuals who had come down from many different tribes from all over the nation, from Standing Rock and all over. And so this was a very special ceremony that occurred in 2017. And, you know, there was only 19 individuals who were actually wearing the drop of water on that floor. And that's when I realized that there were 200 or 300 other individuals there on the floor dancing and singing. And at that point, I had decided I would gift every individual that I could who was participating in the Buffalo Dance, and all those who were there. And somehow it stemmed off to where then I met an individual who was from Standing Rock, who had just come down from Standing Rock, but he was actually from here, from Santa Ana Pueblo, here in New Mexico. And we started to gift individuals who came down with him from Standing Rock, and many individuals, and then it became this mission that we were on gifting as many individuals who were there with him at Pueblo Camp, who were there at Standing Rock, and just individuals who were all part of this whole fight for clean drinking water for all. And from that point on, you know, we just gifted out more and more and more, and eventually this got bigger and bigger, and to the point where the Drop of Water went global. And then we created a website, which was August. So a few months later, in August, which the month 8/8 on 2017. So it was a day of all 8/8, and the 2017, we normally write the 1 and 7 for the end of the year, which equals 8. And so at 8/8/2017 at 11:11 in the morning, I launched thedropofwater.com. And that was the first time ever building up a website and having my own website. And within moments, I don't know if it was within minutes, within the hour or two, but literally within moments, I received a email or a message or a phone call somehow from an individual who had found the website and was on his own mission of protecting water, doing things at Niagara Falls, doing things with the twin water towers, the totem poles that were meant for water, and many different things on Turtle Island up in Canada, in that region. And ever since that day, this individual and I, we've connected, and he started to place orders for the Drop of Water so he could then gift them out on his own, from his own pocket. And ever since then, we've worked closely together, you know, me making sure that he can acquire these at a good rate, at a good cost, so it doesn't just, you know, cost him an arm and a leg to honor individuals, to gift them and thank them, you know. And that way it also, then I'm not giving these out just so, you know, not getting compensated for my time or for the material costs and things like that. So being able to get it at a good rate that we're both very happy with it, and we've been working for several years together now. And this campaign has slowly grown over the years, you know. He's taken it on as his own campaign, the Drop of Water campaign, which you can find up in Canada. And you can find it online. I believe the Drop of Water campaign. I know that there's a Facebook page which looks, has the same logo as the Drop of Water here in the States, in the U.S. I think the only difference is our logo may have the dropofwater.com, whereas his just has the Drop of Water logo without the .com on it. You know, he doesn't want to have people going, you know, he's trying to promote his campaign up there. He doesn't want people coming directly to the Drop of Water. and completely missing the campaign there in Canada. That way they can order directly from there. They don't have to order from the States and have to worry about an even higher shipping cost. You know, so the Drop of Water has been gone global for quite some time now. And I'm going to get some water real quick. Oh, that looks beautiful. Almost done. Just got to finish up the pendant loop here on top. And so, yeah, we've gone global for several years now. We've been able to get these into many different countries and many different individuals. And right now, currently working on getting them into several different states here in the U.S. And, well, not several states, but trying to find 2 locations in each of the 50 states. So that's more than several. And right now we're working on a few here, several at a time, I guess. So I guess, yeah, several. Several sounds good. And so with this new mission here on getting these up to the World Water Day and some other things that are going on, the Drop of Water should actually be coming back pretty strong in 2023. I had to shut down the dropofwater.com because of the lockdowns and everything. You know, we had lost a lot of support. A lot of individuals, you know, rightfully so, were focused on making sure they had plenty of toilet paper and plenty of food and good drinking water and supplies in their home, which I would prefer that people are getting prepared, you know, instead of spending money on some fancy, beautiful, fashionable, meaningful water drop necklaces. And so yeah, we lost a lot of support during that time. We had to just basically shut down the website. There was no point on keeping the website up if it wasn't having the support. All right, there's one. We got 3 more to go. Started that one at 37. It's 54. That's about 15 minutes right there. All right, so now we're at 154. And this clock might be right on what I'm looking at. So you might be wondering, what is he talking about? It is not 154. I think this might be 20 minutes slower, 20 minutes fast. No, where's my phone? Oh yeah, it's right here. It's 1:40 on that clock. So we're, I guess we're 15 minutes fast on the computer here, but that's all right. So we'll see if we have any comments here. I've noticed that a few of you have come and gone. Make sure when you come through to just hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe as well so you can always get notifications, because just like tonight, you know, sometimes I just randomly go live without any warning. I just want to capture this, that way it's actually on video here, and then we can just watch it later and it's archived. You know, this is the first time that I've ever made 200 drops for no, not true. This is the first time I've ever made 100 of the Drop of Water 2.0s. So it's the first time I've ever had an order that large for 100 of these here. Usually they're just the clear ones that I make here, or some of the other different patterns and design styles that we have with the different colors. smash it down. I just realized my hair is stuck into my shirt. It's all hot. All right. And we'll add the cobalt right on the end of the glass here, which this will become the back side of the pendant, the flat back side of the pendant. So this will be the side that'll rest on the chest. And the reason why they're flat is for comfort. It actually really does help with wearing them. It's a lot more comfortable when they're flat on the back compared to round. When you're wearing a round necklace, you know, and you go and you give someone a hug, that hurts. But when they're flat, you can't even feel it. It's really nice. But, you know, how many people are hugging people these days? Everyone's still in the fear when everyone's been conditioned to this whole 6 feet, 6 feet. Even if it's your own grandma. And that's sad. Alright. So after this one, we'll be halfway through for tonight. I mean, we've been working on 100 of these, but I mean, tonight we're doing 4 of them on the live stream here. Now we're adding the white. This is the most technical part right here. I got to add it on the outside of the blue. I'm not trying to put it on the blue, but more on the outside of it. You see that there? So now you can see that white line that accents that cobalt blue, and the cobalt is translucent, so then you can have the light going through it, and the white is opaque, so it's a complete solid white with that translucent blue in the center, and it makes for such a beautiful necklace here. So, and I'm not sure what my friend in Canada with the Drop of Water campaign, what they'll be priced at up there. And so for right now, you know, I don't have the dropofwater.com up. I'm not too concerned about having it up right now. But my pricing is a little bit different than his, and we'll see if I actually change pricing any to reflect the pricing on his, or if I'm just going to keep my pricing the same, which, you know, my pricing is, being that I'm the glass artist here and I make them pretty much, I get very close to, you know, wholesale on it, or I have I have just the standard rate that I have it set. You know, I'm not raising funds or anything for any sort of fundraisers or campaigns for any of this. Besides, you know, my own campaign of for every one that I can sell is guaranteed that another one can be gifted. And basically, I've been gifting these out of pocket. So for every one that I've sold, I've probably gifted at least 13. So the ratio's completely off. So it's not even about if I can make the money back or not. At this point, we're just going to continue to honor and thank individuals for protecting the water, and somehow, miraculously, I'll be able to continue to afford this and to continue to support my family without putting us in the hole. But yeah, I guess when you get a mission from God, that somehow it's going to just work, you know. And you can run into all kinds of different detours and obstacles and obstructions and individuals in your path who don't want to see you succeed. You know, and just so many different things that have occurred in the years to try to stop this mission. For some reason, individuals and different things have just come in to try to stop it or slow it down. And, you know, I always just think, you know, those are the trials and the tribulations that Creator, that God puts us through to test us, to test our will, to test our faith, to see, are we really worthy of this challenge? Do we really accept this challenge? Are we worthy enough to carry it out? Or not? Because if not, then, you know, we wouldn't be able to endure all the lows, all the downs. You know, there's so many ups that come with this. Just gifting an individual, oh my gosh, just the power alone in that. Being able to gift an individual, to thank them, you know, directly from my heart, and right away, boom, it touches their heart, tears start to flow, hugs are given, thanks are given, and it's such a wonderful thing to just gift another individual something so simple that, you know, it's very dear to me now. I mean, before, when I was making them, or even back in the day before I knew I would make anything like it, you know, I would just make a simple trinket like this, and it would be like, whatever, real quick, sell it, $5, or whatever, you know. And then just the drop of water became something more crucial, more important. This ultimate symbol for water, which unifies us all together, unites us all as one, all working for the same cause, for clean drinking water for future generations to come, for clean drinking water for all. You know, and having this symbol here go from, you know, one of the most simplest things that I can make to one of the most important things that I can make is such a huge honor and a blessing to be able to make these, to have them go around the world to many different individuals, and to thank them for protecting Creator's water. You know, I think about it from time to time on how amazing it is that these water drops, you know, I don't know if many of you guys know this or not, but I'm an Aquarian. I was born in February. And, you know, an Aquarian is the water bearer, you know, the one who brings the waters, right? Carries the waters. So it just fell into place that I am now making glass water drops, which last for, I don't know, tens of thousands of years. I don't know how long these water drops are going to last on this planet. But I think about this from time to time on how, you know, the symbol of the drop of water, the symbol of the water drop, just in you know, thousands of years from now, archaeologists are going to dig up different sites, and they're going to find individuals wearing the drop of water, because many individuals have vowed to never take it off. They've worn it and asked, even in their will, in their last will and testament, they asked to be buried with the drop of water. You know, there's many individuals who have kept this very dear and very sacred. And then there's some individuals who didn't want anything to do with it anymore because they became angry or furious or whatever it was, and they changed the meaning of it, and they didn't want to have anything to do with me and anything to do with the drop, so they cast the drop out into the ocean. And even then, you know, these water drops may eventually get washed ashore. You know, tens of thousands of years from now, individuals in the future are going to find these water drops being washed ashore, being, you know, dug up at different areas, you know, and it's interesting, you know, that we go to places like archaeological sites, right, where you know that they're sacred burial grounds and things like that, and yet they're digging them up so they can see what the past was like. And eventually that's going to happen. And with, you know, individuals that we're losing in our time now. You know, eventually we will become that archaeological dig, that archaeological site. You know, we will be those individuals that they're uncovering and figuring out. What did they eat? What did they wear? What did they do for fun and games? Did they work? Were they hard workers? Were they warriors? Were they couch potatoes? Eventually. That's going to be funny. This individual, this specimen, was known as a couch potato. As you can see from the size of his legs and his muscle mass, he never once stepped foot off the couch. You'll be able to tell from people's posture and stuff like that. This individual sat all day at work at a 9-to-5 job, slaved away for the system, the same system which he was trying to fight. It'll be interesting to hear what our history will be like in the future. All right, you guys. We're halfway through with the 4. 2 down, 2 to go. But before the 4 here, I actually did work on 3. We had 7 to go. So I finished up those 3, and I figured we would just go live with the last 4 here. We'll try to keep this video short, because most of my videos when I go live and do glassblowing, they go for at least 2 hours, if not 4. And no one sticks around to watch any of those videos. So I'm going to try to keep this real short and sweet at 1 hour mark, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Okay. 2 more to go. Let's do this. Alright, we're at 43 minutes in on the video here, so we're a little bit running behind here. However, I did start that at 1:55 on the clock. It's now 2:10 on this clock. It's not the same as your clock. I know mine's like 15 minutes fast. It's probably 1:55 right now. That last one took 15 minutes. I also had to pull the white color of rod at first, so that took a little bit of prep time. So we should be 30 minutes in, but we're now 43 minutes in. So a little bit of an intro, a little bit of prep work, pulling the white color glass down. Took some time. Let's see if we can get this one under 15 minutes. Maybe we can bring this whole video back into 60 minutes. Not going to be less. It's going to be right at about a minute and 10. Or sorry, an hour to an hour and 10 minutes is what this video will probably last. Add the cobalt again. So cobalt, basically I just gather a little bit of the cobalt here, round it up, turn it into a little bit of a marble, and then we adhere it directly to the center, which that's, you know, at first it's hard to get that center piece, but once you get going, you can find that center pretty easy. And then you just want to try to add the same amount of cobalt on each one, so they all spread out about the same. They all got that same kind of thickness, the same kind of, you know, the thicker it is, the darker it'll be, the thinner it is, the lighter it'll be. So you want to have them all about that the same cobalt blue hue, so they don't look, you know, too different. Like I said, every individual one of these, they're all handmade, one of a kind. They're all done one at a time. So they're all very different and unique. So it might have a little bit more cobalt on this one than the other one, you know, or vice versa. But they all look pretty identical if you put them together. Or you just pour them out on the floor and bam, they all look the same. Alright, looks like we got enough to do at least 2 more here. So once I finish this order, then it looks like we're going to be getting some more drops out to several different states here in the U.S. We got another order to fulfill here. Alright, here we go, number 3. So after this one, we got 1 more to go, guys. We're at 2:14. So we're at, what is that, 10 minutes in right there, I guess. We started at 2:05 or 2:10? Actually, we started at 2:10. So we're 5 minutes in now. Yeah, so like I said, you know, we got several orders after this one here. We got another order for another 120 of the clear drops that'll be going out real soon here. Okay, now we're at 2:16 on my clock here. I believe we started right at 2:05, so we're like 11 minutes in now. And I don't think I could ever get these down in 10 minutes each. I think they're pretty much at 15 minutes. Let's see if I can get this one done here in the next 4 minutes. Alright, so now I'm just rounding up this front here, creating that lens, so that way it's all, you know, rounded on the front, flat on the back. This will magnify it, but being that it's just solid colors, you're not, you know, there's no image or pattern work to really magnify it. It's just a solid blue and then the white band around it. But it really does make it pop. And it gives it a different look from different angles, you know, when you see it from the side or when you see it off at an angle or when you see it directly on, you know, the pendant will take on several different looks just from the way that the light reflects and refracts off of it, you know, especially sunlight. Sunlight and glass just go hand in hand. It's such a beautiful combination. It's always good to get your photographs done in the light, in the sunlight, natural lighting. Although sometimes direct sunlight sometimes is a little bit too much and it'll make it way too bright for some cameras. So yeah, sometimes it's better to actually go with the overcast sky. When it's overcast, then you get that light to come through without direct lighting and shadows, and you don't get that crazy reflection and refraction coming off of it. Alright, so we're almost done with this one here, and it's 15 minutes after right now. So this one took a little bit longer than 15 minutes time. And it's interesting. Some of them take longer, some don't. Probably because I'm talking, not just staying focused. So now we just get that signature pull, stretching it up, getting that nice water drop shape. And then stretching it enough to where you can then get a nice loop. Shaping it. You want to do this gradually and get that bend nice and smooth without, you know, we don't want to get any weird creases or anything in that glass there. clean up the front right here, because when I bent it, sometimes, you know, when you bend it, it'll give a little bit of a crease. Alright guys, about to finish this up. We got one more to go. So that's 56 minutes in. So this should have taken 1 hour, but then, you know, we got the extra prep time, talking time. So it's going to be an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 20, guys. And this is one of my shorter glass blowing videos here. Alright, one more to go. And we're at the number 200. 100 of the drop of water 2.0s and 100 of the clear original drop of water right there. So those are going out tomorrow to Canada. I was hoping to get these out on Monday, but they're not going out till Thursday. I couldn't get any more propane for a minute. Being without a vehicle is kind of hard. So it's always nice when I have individuals who can come through and help me out with rides, or individuals who, you know, even just help me out by supporting the cause, purchasing drops or other glass that I make, and helping out with being able to continue to fuel the fire, so to speak. Alright, here we go. So we're at 58 minutes into the video here, guys. And we got one more left. So this is definitely going to take another 15 to 20 minutes to finish this up. So we just gather the glass here, round it up, flatten it, smash it down. We'll add that cobalt color right to the back side of it, smash that down, add the white around that to accent the cobalt blue, being very careful not to draw on top of the blue, and also making sure that I don't put too much of a space in between the blue and the white. It's basically supposed to butt up right up against it, nice and tight, so you don't see any kind of a crease or any sort of a line or empty space in between. If I don't have the colors touching, then you'll actually be able to see, especially when it's magnified from the front. Alright, 59 minutes, guys. So see if we can get this with what would it be for 15 and be at 13, so 73. Let's get it at 73, try to finish it up, which would be beautiful. We started it at 37, we ended with the 73 minute. 3 and 7 is my number, so 7, 3, 3, 7, that would work out really awesome as far as numbers and numerology and things like that. You know, it's too bad that I'm only making 7 of these, because usually by the time I'm like making the first 10, I'm in the, you know, I get in the flow of things, and my pace just increases at that point. but barely. You know, I'm trying to go as fast as I can here. So to shave off a minute or two off of each one is really increasing the pace, which may not sound like a lot, but you know, over time, especially after making 100 or 200 of these, it definitely does add up. Alright, so now we're just going to melt this down. We're going to flatten it, and we are getting so close to being done, guys. 200 drops. Oh my gosh. This has been quite an excursion here. But this wasn't like something like that one time when I tried to make 100 drops in a day. Can it be done? Like, oh my gosh. You know, it was actually. It took 9 hours total, three separate sessions of 3 hours each, and I was able to pull it off. 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon, and 3 hours in the evening. Which, yeah, most people do work a 9-to-5 job, but it is not as strenuous as being on the torch and doing this all day. This is like, you know, this takes some endurance to be able to do this for hours and hours and hours. And you do got to be real careful when you're blowing glass for hours and hours and hours, and make sure you drink plenty of water to not overheat yourself, not get heat stress or heat stroke, dehydration, or anything like that. You really want to do your best to take care of yourself when you're on the torch, working these long orders here that take a long time. You know, you're not running a sprint. This is a marathon right here. Oh my gosh, a few minutes ago, and we are 63 minutes in. An hour and 3 minutes, guys. We're on the last one right here. On the last stretch of it. We're the last stretch. I'm about to stretch it out right now. This is not the final stretch, though. The final stretch will be pulling the loop at the end here, so coming around on second to the final stretch. Stretch it out. Stretch it. Get rid of that glass. We were real close to getting this done in that hour. Alright, what did we say we're going for to 73 minutes? Alright, 65. Woo, we got 7 more minutes to go. See if we can finish this up right at 73. Alright, so we just got to melt this down. This is Usually the longest is getting that round, the front of it to round out, getting that dimple and the nipple and everything, all the bumps and stuff to just smooth out, you know, from pulling it, stretching it. It really does change the shaping on there. $66. All right. Here we go. This will technically be the final stretch here. We melt this all down and get this all ready to go. Get this all flat on the back, get rid of the punching mark. Get that all molten from the center so we can get the gradual pull. That's the trick, is heating it up from dead center, so then when you pull it from the top, it's not just stretching out a little bit from just the top, but it's stretching the whole entire pendant to get that beautiful water drop shape. And usually we got to do this in 2 increments. Usually, sometimes it comes out real beautiful like that, and then we'll go in and we'll just make sure that we get enough stretch for the loop. Just like that. And then we'll do the bend here. So that was the final stretch. Now we're on the final bend here. Come around. Bam. Shape it just like that. Alright, let's just finish this up here, guys. Oh my gosh. I get to go and celebrate here. Instead of a wake and bake, we're going to do a whole opposite. We're going to... I don't know how to rhyme it. I was going to say we're going to smoke and pass out. Complete opposite of the wake and bake. And smoke and pass out. Alright, well, I thank you all for tuning in and watching and following this last 4 of the 200 completed for World Water Day. These will be shipped out in the morning, headed over to Niagara Falls on the Canada border. Canadian side, don't you know? And every year is World Water Day, March 22nd. And with this order going out, many more should follow. Beautiful thing. But there you have it. There's the ocean in the drop of water 2.0. Water is life and every drop counts, guys. I I thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching to see this all being done. I'm stoked. I'm happy. This is it. There you go. Hands off. I'm going to drop this one in the kiln. And we are done, guys. This is beautiful. Oh, man. There's the last 7 in the kiln. The last 4 done right there on camera for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I'm Dan the Glassman. You guys have a beautiful evening. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you soon. Love and blessings. Take care.